Watch out, New York. We're here.
The girls are here.
Ow! Where the boys at? What it do, what it ain't, y'all? This your girl, Star Craziness, and I'm coming to you, and you with another Word on the Street segment. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, and share this video. So, some Real Housewives of Atlanta news is finally making its way. It's noise out here in the streets. Do you hear me? Because before, we didn't know where Real Housewives of Atlanta was going to end up, okay? It was nothing but crickets. Yeah, crickety crick. All right. Now, Kandi jumped it off really when she came out on the Grammys red carpet and told people she will not be returning to Real Housewives of Atlanta.
I'm not really keeping up right now. I'm not keeping up. I already said it, so I'll tell you. I decided I'm not coming back this year.
Why?
Well, it's been 14 seasons.
14?
Yeah, 14. And they allowed us to sit around for a little too long because they was making a decision. But during that time, I had started working on a lot of other things. And I got some nice big projects coming soon. So I'm super excited about those things. But it's not just that. It's just like, after you really have time to think. And a friend of mine was like, why do you keep doing it? And I was like, well, I think because I've just been doing it so long, it just feels weird to think not to do it. So I was just like, you know what? I'm going to take a break. I'm going to take a moment.
Then Andy come out with his tribute to Kandi, giving her flowers, saying she one of his favorites, yada, 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 as well as giving us a little, and I do mean a little, news about what's going on with the casting of Real Housewives of Atlanta.
Kandi's leaving Housewives of Atlanta is now having everyone saying, well, what is happening with Housewives of Atlanta? Why aren't we getting an update? What's going on? And so, I didn't want to talk about it. Back? Well,
Phaedra coming back?
Well, no, I do want to say, I'm not announcing anything, but we're on it, and the casting is superb, and it's funny because I saw casting last week, and last week I was thinking, okay, this is going to be great. We have a sense. And by the way, now that we know Kandi is leaving, that also allows us to put other puzzle pieces together and figure out, okay, well, where do we go here? And she's a big loss. But I think, it allows us to figure out the future. And I guess this is me just saying I'm very excited about the casting that we have. Very.
That's all you can say?
That's all I'm going to say, babe. Because there's nothing else to say.
More.
No, I know.
All right.
There's nothing else to say.
Then, with all that hoopla of Kandi leaving, the neighborhood talk gonna put out Portia and Kenya will be back on Real Housewives of Atlanta for season 16. Now, Radar Online contradicted that and said, hold up. No, nobody from the cast, previous cast or back then cast, has signed their contract to be on the new season. But word on the street is now, Phaedra, she had talked to GQ magazine, and the story is being a little different. Now, if y'all remember, Kandi was talking to Jason Lee on the red carpet at the Grammys, and she was like, it was one thing that I couldn't get with that the network wanted. So I'm thinking it was bringing Phaedra back. Take a listen.
They did ask me to come back, but obviously, when you talk about with negotiations, we didn't necessarily have on the same page, and so I just was like, you know what, I'm just gonna take my break.
But you've been one of the few on the franchise that's given them so many other shows too.
Yeah, no, we're still gonna be working together. We got some other things coming.
Okay. So you just I'm still a part of show.
I'm still part of the Bravo family. Okay. I still love them. They love me. But I decided that it was time.
So basically that means next season she's going to get a bigger bag and she'll come back. All right,
No, it's not even that. right, because you know they've always given me a big bag. You know, it's not even that just that, but like literally, it was only like one thing that we didn't necessarily agree upon. You know what I mean?
Literally, it was only like one thing that we didn't necessarily agree upon. You know what I mean?
And could this be the one thing that Phaedra was in the works or could be coming back? And we all know Kandi was like, if she has to come on this show, I am gracefully bowing out and doing my own thing. So, child, let's get into what Miss Phaedra had to say about this. If they were to reboot Real Housewives of Atlanta, who would you want on it? Would you go? That's the discussion that's on the table right now. Obviously, what has to happen is something to rejuvenate the cast. We saw with New York, people are loving that. And we've seen it with Miami going on a hiatus and coming back. I think Atlanta has the chance to rebuild the stellar reputation it had when I was a part of it, because it was the Titanic and it sunk. Now, if y'all remember, she was doing an interview, I want to say with the Housewives nightcap, and she had made a reference to the Titanic. Listen to this.
A lot of things, and just being honest, you know, I did that for 8 seasons. Both of my kids were born on there, and I mean, it was a great ride, but you know, you got to get off the Titanic before it sinks. I mean, you know, the boat is going down, and I don't want to be on the boat when it's sinking.
So it's kind of funny to me that she say that. Back then she was like, she don't want to be on the boat while it's sinking, but now she talking about it has sunk. Okay, and yeah, it needs some reviving. I guess she is going to help that. But anyways, let's get back to what she said. Pull them back up. Never say never. There are some discussions about me returning. We'll see. And I'm like, hold up. You on Married to Medicine, and you weren't even really giving us nothing on Married to Medicine. So are you really going to open up about your life back on Real Housewives of Atlanta, or are you going to tell the production and the cast, be like, I don't want to talk about Apollo. I don't want to talk nothing that happened on Real Housewives of Atlanta. But if you're back on Real Housewives of Atlanta, are you going to talk about it? Like, it's like, what is she going to bring? The wheels are turning. The wheels are turning.
Phaedra needs to come back to the Real Housewives of Atlanta, and I'm on Portia to come back with her. This show will always be my legacy, and I'm about to have a moment, a meltdown, if you will. I am so sick and tired of seeing my legacy tarnished.
Well, y'all let me know y'all thoughts in the comment section below, as well as who would you like to see on Real Housewives of Atlanta for this new season coming up. Hell, if they have a new season, but they said they is, I don't know. Let me know in the comment section below, and I'll see you on the next one.
Get back on the Real Housewives of Atlanta and save it.